Let's review the installation instructions for our Honeycomb top-down movable arch. First, determine what type of arch you will be installing. One string or one string with Monofilimant Guides. These are smaller size shades. Two string or two string with Monofilimant Guides. These are larger size shades. Next, determine the mounting type, IB, EB, or OB. Swivel brackets will be used for normal inside mounts. Standard installation brackets will be used for all outside mounts, and special end mount brackets will be used for side mounts or end mounts when arches are installed over rectangular shades. First, let's review an inside mount one string installation. This is a small shade with two brackets. The instructions say to mount the brackets 3 inches from each end of the shade. This may be difficult to do with a drill. It is acceptable to move the bracket in a few more inches to be able to use the drill, but don't exceed 6 inches from the end of the shade. Position the brackets close to the original measured area. In this case, we're flush with the window trim. Space any additional brackets evenly. Install the shade into the brackets. Open the swivel brackets by rotating the swivel tab. With the front side of the shade facing you, position the bottom rail against the back side of the bracket. Close the swivel tab until it grabs under the bottom rail edge. Ensure that the swivel tab is flush against the front of the bottom rail and the rail is secure. Place a mark at the top center of the window opening. Align the groove of the top block with the center mark and align with the front of the shade. Do not position the block so that the screw hole is center. It should be 3/4 inch off center. Screw the top block into place. Make sure that the cord is looped through the block groove so that half the joiner ball is coming out the front of the top block. Ensure that the cord is straight and plumb. For two string shades, measure the distance between the two cords coming out of the top cell of the shade. At the top of the arch opening, mark to the left and right of the middle mark. Screw the center block into place, then screw the outer blocks onto the frame. Before tightening all the way, loop the left and right cords into their grooves and then tighten. The distance between the cord grooves must match the distance between the cord holes in the fabric stack. The screw holes for each top block should line up. Screw the two halves of the joiner ball and test the shade operation. Do not cut the excess cord until you are completely satisfied with the operation of the shade. The shade should go all the way up to the top block and all the way down to the stack position. The shade should be able to stay in position in between and move without excess tension. If the shade goes all the way up and down but will not stay up without holding the cord, move the bottom half of the joiner ball down about 3/4 inch. This will shorten the lower cord. Test again and adjust if necessary. If the shade operates with too much tension, move the bottom half of the joiner ball up. Lengthen the lower cord. If the shade will not go all the way up but has the correct tension, move both halves of the ball up. If the shade will not go all the way down but has the correct tension, move both halves of the ball down. If the shade does not appear level or gaps on one side, ensure that the cords are straight and plumb. Adjust the position of the top block if necessary. For shades with Monofilament Guides, wrap the monofilament line clockwise around the screw, then screw into the window frame so that the line is taut. This line needs to be straight when the screw is tightened all the way. And that concludes our installation process for Honeycomb top-down movable arch.